10 days from the event, only that we allow the vendors to go back and approve theirs for release. But the presentations and video are already available. So we're going to start and resume back to the technical imperative area. And this is kind of an interesting presentation. Robert McNamara from TriggerSmart is going to talk about smart weapon technology. And before you ask yourself, why does the Army need smart weapons technology? Let's listen to what Robert has to say, and then we'll ask that question. Robert, come on up.
Hello everybody, my name is Robert McNamara and I come from Ireland and I have a company called TriggerSmart. TriggerSmart is a patent technology aimed at mitigating the threat of green force weapons and preventing accidental discharge of firearms. I'd like to start by showing you a short 2-minute video. Cue Josh behind us. We have some volume.
So RFID, or radio frequency identification, and it consists of a reader or transmitter which transmits a signal to a tag which has a unique serial number or ID on that tag. So here we have the handle of a gun with a power source, a battery inside. We integrate the reader into the handle, and this goes on the handle of a firearm and unlocks the locking mechanism.
Okay, but then, so what is the user using to unlock this?
So the RFID tag is integrated onto a ring.
Nice. Okay, so you're wearing this ring and it's locked, but then when you put your hand in here, it will come unlocked. We gotta try this. All right, so let's see TriggerSmart in action.
Okay then, let's load up. Now if you take that rifle and try and fire it without the ring.
All right. So this should not work because I do not have the ring.
Should not work.
Confirmed. That does not work. You are wearing the ring.
Can you give me back the rifle?
Very nice. So that works. Do you mind if I give a go with the
No, of course not.
ring? Like that, eh?
Like that.
I feel like Hercules. Okay. There it is. Nice. That totally works.
What's going on, guys? This is Cole, aka Proximity, bringing you a brand new video today. I'm here joined by my friend Luke the Note. He's also another daily YouTuber. He's a really great daily YouTuber. He does tip videos. I'm sure a lot of you guys know him, but I asked him to join. Well, he
It's not working for me.
You should slide.
This one is. Need to get onto the second version.
Have them move this side. Have them control this slide. Just say next slide.
Next slide, yeah. Okay. Basically, I started off looking at developing a smart gun and creating a safe zone for guns, and this led me to the area of looking at mitigating the threat of green force guns or green on blue fire. So TriggerSmart has developed and patented a user-unique RFID smart gun. Only the authorized user can fire the weapon, and the gun can be remotely disabled by a commanding officer or a master user. The firearm is automatically disabled in the hands of an unauthorized user. The authorized user wears an RFID chip that can be embedded. RFID works in real time, is reliable, low cost, requires low power, and the technology will easily fit inside the handle of the gun. So when we go to the next slide, please. A few different smart gun systems have been floated. However, none have enjoyed commercial success and acceptance due to speed and reliability issues. Generally, R&D has concentrated on fingerprint or other biometric options. Biometric systems tend to be slow to analyze, unreliable, expensive, and require too much power. After studying the options, TriggerSmart decided that RFID offers the most viable solution. RFID is proven and trusted technology widely used in passports and credit cards. RFID works in real time, is reliable, inexpensive, easily fits in the handle of a gun, and requires low power. Our low-cost system uses passive, low-power, 13.56 megahertz high-frequency RFID in order to eliminate the battery on the tag end and operate in an instant-on state. The high-frequency RFID systems are reliable and have been successfully deployed. This makes RFID a more viable solution than the current alternative technologies. On the 4th of January, the White House announced an expression of interest in seeing how smart gun technology could help prevent some gun violence issues. The DoD, the DOJ, and Homeland Security are to report back within 3 months. This brings me to the wide area control aspect of our technology, which is probably where is of more interest to the military. In mitigating the green force threat with smart guns. This important patented aspect of our technology has the ability to create safe zones around airports and schools. We also discovered we have a military application, and in particular areas such as on combat outposts and forward operating bases, where any smart firearm coming into the safe zone will be automatically disabled. The wide area control, we call it, was designed around an ultra low power microcontroller system with an integrated RF transceiver core. The device, manufactured by Texas Instruments, is cut on a single silicon die and leads the industry in terms of low power consumption. The wide area control can monitor the combat outposts and operating bases and each access point of a building. It can detect the entry of the firearm safety mechanism and thus determine if the firearm is authorized to be used in the controlled area. If the firearm is authorized, then the safety mechanism is activated and the firearm is disabled. A designated Blue Force commanding officer or master user would have the ability to remotely disable RFID embedded green force weapons on outposts and operating bases, training ranges, or on tactical operations for an area of up to 2 kilometers. You just see, move on to the next slide. Okay, so the concept of the operation is that to remotely enable and disable green force weapons, only authorized green force personnel can operate their assigned weapons. This provides green force personnel with tracking on combat outposts, forward operating bases. This is to create green force designated safe zones on combat outposts. TriggerSmart has developed an integrated system that incorporates the use of passive and active transmitters and receivers, wireless networks, and personal recognition systems to mitigate the threat of green on blue forces. So finally, I would like to say that smart guns and wide area control offers a real opportunity to keep our military and society safer. Like seatbelts in cars, it's difficult to quantify how many lives can be saved with smart guns, but we all know that we've made a difference and will have done some good. Lastly, I'd like to thank Bill for his work organising today's event. And thank you all for listening, and happy St. Patrick's Day. Bill.
Hey, Robert, tradition, I asked the first question. So, I just want to make it clear and I just, as I've talked to most of all the submitters, Robert and I have had many conversations about where his technology fits in. And when we looked at the numbers, the green on blue numbers, and I'm not talking about the accidental operational green on blue, but the insider threat. And so the concept of a number of things is when our forcers are training units prior to the full vetting. So we know we have issues when we're training units of our partner nations that maybe the vetting hasn't happened. So in that pre-vetting period, we would issue these training weapons that could be controlled remotely and designated only for use in fire areas. So that when the trainees went to the DFAC, it was a no-fire zone and the weapons couldn't fire. The other aspect of it is that assigned weapon is to that assigned trainee, and no one could take that weapon and use it against. So that's
Thank you for clearing that up.
That's just to clarify. Now, Robert, what have you done so far as to help get this technology in front of DoD, DOJ, or anyone in the U.S. government?
Yeah, I did have some contact with DOJ about 2 years ago, and there was great promise at that time that there was going to be follow-up and a lot of interest in the whole area of smart guns. But to be honest with you, there was not an awful lot has happened since. But we did have an announcement on the 4th of January, and that sort of lifted hope again that they were going to look into this area. And a report is supposed to be coming back from the DOD, the DOJ, and Homeland Security by the 5th of April, which is only a few weeks away now. And we have had some contact